I want to share in November of 2022, then when the love of my life's sister got assaulted by her lover, who's locked up now. I want to share what I experienced with poor boundaries and passive aggression with him. So the morning she got assaulted, I was out of the house getting treatment for a stomach ailment. And I believe, in my opinion, that how the demonic work there was to implant that stomach ailment in me to get me out of the house so he would be in the house, her lover, to be able to assault her. Because if I was there, he wouldn't do that. He's not going to be able to do that as well. Do I think he could take me? Oh, absolutely. He's a very evil man. I'm not a physical chance for him. I'm going to have to get lucky to get this guy. But it's gonna stop him from doing that act if I'm in there, because he knows he's going to have to deal with me if he puts his hands on her in my presence. I'm gonna have to step in, and I, like her older sister said to me one day, you may have to step in. And she was right, and in that moment I would. So the whole plan from the demonic was to get me out of that house. And I had this horrible stomach virus, and I rarely get stomach viruses, but that's how the demonic work. Demons create great illness in humans. They create cancers, they create mental illnesses like I've been diagnosed with. They create stomach issues. Like, for instance, I'm going to get off track, but this man I speak on, he had a horrible ear situation with his ear, and that ended up getting transferred to his lover, the love of my life's younger sister. It got transferred to her, and it started to begin to get transferred to me many months later, right before I accepted Jesus. As soon as I accepted Jesus with the young man, the ear issue that he had, that she also ended up taking on, went away. All those symptoms went away. So I want to make that clear, that I was starting to get those symptoms that she ended up developing, and he had. And demons, this is how the demonic works. So anyway, the morning she's assaulted, I'm in this van sleeping, getting care for my stomach ailment, and she calls me crying that he assaulted her. And I said, okay, sweetheart, I'm so sorry. And then I start driving. I said, hey, I'm going to come to your home. And I start driving to her, and then he calls me, and he's just all amped up, all fired up. And I said, do you know what you did is wrong? And he said, yes, but it felt so good. And I said, I said, I suspected she wasn't safe with you. And I'm really blowing up on the guy right now. I'm saying, why? And he said, because she hurt my feelings, and she needed to be put in her place, because a woman is not supposed to talk to a man the way she talked to me and left me feeling rejected and hurt the way she did. She needed to be broken, and I loved it. Even though it was wrong, I loved it. This is the evil. And I said, well, you know what, man, I didn't trust you, and I don't trust you. I'm hanging up the phone. I hang up the phone. And but in between all of that, he's telling me the importance of me going to find out if she's going to call the authorities, and him being worried about his freedom, and his freedom being so important. If your freedom's so important, you don't go assaulting women and children. But see, we're talking about evil here, and dominance, intimidation, manipulation, and domination. So I get over to her home, and she's just distraught. And then I call the love of my life, her older sister, and then her older sister comes later and takes pictures of the assault, and then periodically through the day he's texting me, and I'm just pissed. And then we have a phone conversation that night. I go to do laundry, because the laundry machines at the love of my life sister's home, the laundry machine's down, and I went to do laundry, and then he calls me. And then I'm just telling him, how wrong he was. I was asserting dominance, like talking to a bad child, and he was starting to conform. And then all of a sudden he rolls on me and attacks my weed. He said, you're nothing but a gossiping chick. And he's got another dude with him too that rolls with him. And he's like, you just sat around there. You're nothing but a Captain Save 'em, and you're a gossiping chick. And did you gossip today? And he had me on speaker with another dude. And I said, yeah, I did gossip today. And he said, that's my brother. That's the man I love. That's the man who admits his wrongdoing. That's right. Now, see, that's why you're my brother. I was like, fair enough. And he said, now you'll hear from me later. And he hung up. And then we didn't talk for a week. And then he's talking to her in between. As she's healing physically from this, she'll never, of course, I want her to heal from this and move on with her life. But she'll never, how do you heal from that? Just like her sister, how am I ever going to get over her sister? I won't, but this is different. So, anyway, he is allowed to come over to the house. She let him back in, and I'm not going to judge her for that. She loved him. There's trauma bonds and things here, and there was also, him making threats of intimidation. There's a lot here, and us not calling the authorities. There's a lot here. There's so much, and people are going to judge and say, oh, they should have called, or, oh, I'm supposed to step up and take him out. No, it's not that simple, but people are entitled to their opinions, and that's all I'll say. Everything is the way it's supposed to be right now. So he comes over to put a lock on a door. And then he begins to try to assault me. And he wants to sexually assault me. And that's the truth. And it's not because he's homosexual. It's for dominance and evil. And I opened those doors, like I said, long ago. I opened those doors long ago. I've never practiced anything homosexual ever in my life with a man. But that's not my thing. But I opened doors through pornography, through so many things that I did, so many interactions I had with him years prior. I'm opening those doors with Satan through this man that Satan's using. Yes. So I have to stop him, and I do stop him. He's just coming on to me and being sick, and it's really uncomfortable. And I'm like, now see, if I had boundaries, he would have never been allowed around me, because I would have held firm that night when he called me a Captain Save him, and I told him I was a gossiping chick, all those things. I would have said, I'm never effing with you again. And then he's not welcome around me. See, but because I did want to keep the peace, and I'm thinking of the love of my life, I'm thinking of her sister, I'm just thinking, is there a chance we can keep the fam together? Is there a chance? But there's no, as the Navy SEAL Chad Wright says, there's no diplomatic relations with evil people. And he was referring to evil men. And he's right. You're not going to have diplomatic relations with evil. And you can't, this is just the way it is. So, I stop him, and then it's still, though, I'm having poor boundaries. I'm still communicating with this guy. I still, months after, I'm letting him emotionally feed on me. And that's on me. That's one of the reasons I'm here, living where I am alone with no family, in my addiction, because I'm nothing but food for the demonic. And this is my job right now, to share about passive aggressiveness, poor boundaries, and my Lord Jesus being my only outlet right now, and me having two people in my life that I still talk to, that I feel comfortable talking to. The love of my life sister and my ex-lover before the love of my life. Those are the only two people in this world right now I feel comfortable talking to. The rest I don't. And hey, I'm fortunate. I'm so fortunate to have them. Yes. Now, I'm not saying I'm not going to talk to men I consider my brothers if they text me or call. Sure, I'm going to talk to them, but I'm going to be guarded. I'm just going to suspect the enemy's involved. Now, do I think the enemy's involved with the love of my life's baby sister, younger sister, and my ex-lover? The enemy's involved in me. They can't trust me. It's an honor to have two women that I love with all my heart and would give anything I had left because I love them. And I'm not taking that back. It's an honor to have them. And they don't have to be in my life. I hurt them both. And yes, I've experienced, evil from them both, but that's reality. We're humans. Like the young man said, humans is just demonology. Demons are going to slip into us and do things. That doesn't mean it's all bad. No. Did I experience evil with the young man? Yes, I did. Absolutely, I did. But, you know, that's just reality. And he even said, we can't trust no one. He had, in God I trust, across his chest, he was like, we can't trust no humans. No, I heard a man who does a Rapture podcast the other day. He said, I'm a good man. And I'm not saying I don't appreciate his podcast and his work, but I'm a good man. Come on now. Lord have mercy. Really? I mean, and I get how he's, you know, I get it, but no. We are what we are. To human is error, but God is perfect. And that's it. You know, I'm not political here. I don't have any political affiliation, but I'll just quote Joe Biden. His campaign slogan was, I'm a decent man. Now, people don't think he's a decent man, and they have their reasons for that. And, you know, I would tend to lean in that direction. But hey, am I a decent man? No. But I'm doing something decent with these videos because it's from the heart and it's real. So I'm trying to be decent. My love to you all in Jesus' name.